Hello, everybody. What's up? What's going on? And welcome to the 83rd episode of Raptors and One. Well, the Playin tournament is finally upon us, and boy, it's been an interesting Playin tournament. I'm gonna talk about it. So, without any further ado, let's just dive right into it. So last night we had some games. We had the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we had Atlanta taking on Miami Heat with our very own GROAT, greatest Raptor of all time. That's right, Kyle Lowry, number 7. If you've been living under a rock or you don't care about the play-in tournament, well, in the Atlanta and Miami matchup, well, Atlanta took that game for the 7th seed in the playoffs. So I gotta say right off the bat, I did not expect Atlanta to win this one. I was given Miami the edge on this one, and quite honestly, I think between Atlanta and Miami. Again, this is just my opinion, if y'all think otherwise, hit the comment section. Let me know. Who do you think is a better matchup for the Boston Celtics? I honestly think Miami is a better matchup for the Boston Celtics. But hey, hit that comment section, let me know. And while I'm on the comment section, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you like the content, of course. And if you want to check out my other content, you can join my Raptors in One channel. You're more than welcome to join the family. So the Atlanta and the Miami game, I gotta say, I was disappointed. Like I find Atlanta to be an annoying team, and honestly, I did want to see the greatness of Kyle Lowry in the playoffs continue on. I thought, Kyle, he had a pretty good game. He had like 30 plus points, so he obviously did him. And for all the flack that he's been getting from the Miami organization, let alone the fans, basically just concentrating on his fitness level and whatnot, they forget that, he might be Big Butt Lowry, but that big butt can come up in big moments. You know what I'm saying? So, come on. He's an NBA champion, right? So, yeah, don't underestimate the heart of a champion. Well, they did, and they definitely took Kyle for granted. So, good job, Miami. But hey, now things are going to get real interesting in the Eastern Conference play-in, and I'm not going to get into that just yet. Let me talk about the LA Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. So if you didn't know, Minnesota has been kind of breaking down. I mean, there was an altercation between teammates, and of course, Rudy Gobert. Surprise, surprise, right? Mr. COVID himself. He got into it with his teammate Kyle Anderson. In one of the timeouts, in one of the huddles, he punched him. Almost, well, at least he didn't have a cold knockout like Money Green, Mr. Draymond Green, and Jordan Poole altercation, but nonetheless, it's not a good look, especially when you're looking to get into the play-in tournament or the playoffs in this case. Either way, it's not a good look, it's not professional. I never liked Rudy Gobert to begin with. And yes, I will not lie. I will admit I was one who was hoping to get Rudy Gobert on the Raptors to solve our center problems. Boy, I'm glad we didn't pull the trigger on it because Rudy Gobert. Enough said. So Los Angeles, finally, they made it to the playoffs. LeBron, that's it. You made it to the playoffs. You're going to be playing against the Memphis Grizzlies. There you go, ladies and gents. Los Angeles has won it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, let's talk about the Eastern Conference play-in tournament. Ladies and gents, I have a confession to make. I was almost not going to watch the play-in tournament. And I was just going to pretty much just watch the highlights. Just because, I had high expectations. Or like a certain somebody who I love the most, and I'm being sarcastic here, I had higher aspirations for this organization. At the very least, I was expecting them to be the 6th seed. based on the kind of roster we had. Yes, even with the center position being a deficiency, um, yeah, man, those Rico Hines runs, they really fool me. But hey, we're in the playing tournament, and things just got a whole lot interesting because of the last night's game against Atlanta. Now we got narratives here. We got some crazy narratives. So as you can tell tonight we're gonna be playing against Chicago Bulls. Arguably Mr. Raptor himself, Mr. Loyal, Mr. Debo, DeMar DeRozan. The prodigal son comes back, maybe for revenge. If you look at DeMar's Instagram post, you can see he's chosen to put the picture of Michael Corleone from Godfather 1. Now, the youngins, if you don't know about the Godfather trilogy, I highly recommend if you want to be intellectual, okay? This is, when I say intellectual, I mean like you could learn a lot from this movie. You could learn, yes, it's about the Italian mafia, but there's a lot more to it than the Italian mafia. Trust me. You want to see dynamic acting. You want to see GOAT status acting. Watch this trilogy. Correction. You can get away with just watching the first two. And if you just want closure on how the Godfather trilogy ends, you can watch 3, but don't expect too much out of it. But again, I digress. Either way, for him to choose a picture like that is very cryptic, and at the same time, you kind of expect what he's going to do. Because if you know the scene and you know this movie, spoiler alert, I will give you that heads up. So I would recommend you kind of skip this part along if you haven't watched the movie and you're looking forward to watching it. This is the part where Michael Corleone is basically, he's attending a funeral, and he's figured out that, one of his own family members, and when I say family members, I don't mean like blood relation. I'm talking, the Corleone family, crime family, the mafia family. He's found out that he has been betrayed. And when something like that happens, usually you got to clean house. And that is exactly what kind of happens is that's where he figures it out. Now, that's the crazy part. So DeMar is, for lack of a better term here, he's looking for revenge, baby. He is looking for revenge. Now, how do I like our chances against the Bulls? I gotta say, on paper, I think the Raptors got this one, especially because we're hosting them. It's our home court. We have a way better home record than our away record, and the way Chicago's been playing lately, they haven't been playing too bad, but it's almost like an even matchup when it comes to how both the teams have performed. And again, if the record is any indicator, it seems on paper that the Raptors have the edge. Now, this is the play-in tournament. This is kind of like your prelims to the playoffs. And if you ask me, the stakes are high. Now, that will really determine which team is ready for the playoffs. My confidence, honestly, in the Raptors has been shook up a little bit lately. And the reason why I say that is because we do not have a deep bench. We really don't. I really hope, and I think, unfortunately, what's going to carry you through the playoffs is going to be your bench. You have to have a deep bench. Sure, the rotation is going to be tight. It's going to be maybe 8, tops 9-player rotation. Tops. I think Nurse is going to keep it maybe 7 to 8-player rotation. But those 7 and 8 pieces, they need to have some big games in this tournament if they want to get into the playoffs. We'll tackle the playoffs when we get there. But for now, we need to get out of the play-in tournament. And especially against Debo, who's looking for revenge, we need to shut him down. And I have no doubt that OG is going to be tasked to do that. And he will do just fine. What makes this interesting, the narratives. Now, I've already covered the narratives of this first play-in tournament game against Chicago. We're going to be facing one of our beloved Raptors in DeMar DeRozan. But it doesn't stop there. If we are to win against the Chicago Bulls, now we get matched up against the Miami Heat, and now we have to face the greatest Raptor of all time, Kyle Lowry, who knows the players and the playbook inside out. I wouldn't even be surprised if he helped Nick Nurse create some of those plays. That's how crazy this tournament is going to be for the Eastern Conference, specifically for the Raptors fans. So Raptors fans, I urge you, if you were thinking like me and you weren't going to watch the play-in tournament and just watch the highlights, trust me, the drama just has intensified. You need to watch these games. Believe me, it's going to be very entertaining. Now, the matchup against Miami, that's going to be tough. Man, as much as a Raptors fan, like I've mentioned in my previous videos, and I urge you to check them out if you haven't already, as much of a Raptors fan as I am, diehard fan, I'm always rooting for my team. I'm always rooting for all the Toronto teams, to be honest. But I'm also a realistic fan, and regular season success does not necessarily translate into play-in or playoff success. Okay, this is gonna be, unfortunately, we're gonna face a Miami Heat team that is gonna be pissed off. They are upset that they've lost against the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, so you're gonna have an upset Miami team. Some of the players that didn't show up are gonna show up. For example, Max Strus of the Miami Heat. For some weird reason, he likes to light up the Toronto Raptors. He loves playing against the Raptors. He's going to light us up. Kyle, he's going to light us up. Even if he doesn't score much, he's going to be defensively disruptive. He's going to get his dimes. And then you got Jimmy Buckets to worry about. He's going to start going off. And even if we decided to shut down Jimmy and Tyler Hero, even Tyler Hero is going to get his. So, and then of course Bam Adebayo, he had a very subpar game against Atlanta Hawks as well. I mean, sure, we got Jakob who's got size on him, but I mean, even Bam's gonna go off. So the Raptors, we have a real uphill battle, not just in the game, but also with the narratives and the emotions. It's gonna be a crazy ride. That's all I got for today, folks. Again, if you like the content, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and hit the comment section. But of course, keep it respectful. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the Raptors in One family. Check out my other content as well. For this play-in tournament and moving on, I think I'm going to be adding a new segment. So stay tuned. I'm not going to give it away. It's going to be a fun one. Until next time, hopefully on the Raptors win. I'm out.